Hello everyone. Today we're going to show how to build your own style turret. With the new turret controller block, you can make a lot of different things, a lot of different items, even cranes I've built in other builds. So this one is just your generalized, I'm just adding more firepower to a turret. They do take damage easier, harder to repair than just your normal. Putting out a normal sized turret. So if we were to come in here and just put in a normal turret somewhere, that's half blocks, that's right. So just putting one of these out here. These are easier to repair, they don't fall apart. These are harder to rebuild, but you can add a lot more firepower. And then using some heavy block and they're a lot more interesting at times. I definitely like put a small grid on a large grid object, and I can show that here too this time. So all we're going to do to make something similar like this, and you can change out the weapons all you want. So this one is just a 3x3. Here is the 3x3 small. Then we're going to put in a hinge. And what we're going to do now is we are just going to name this all A. So this is going to be A, and then our hinge is going to be A as well. This is base. So we're just going to put this base. This is just so I can make a small grid on top of this platform to control things from. So from here, and I can use small grid for these two rotors too. I could sit here and just go in here and go 9 and go there, and then go in with a small hinge and go there. So, and I could actually make this bottom one another rotor, just one to make it so that it is 90 degrees from that one, so you get up down movement as well as side to side, so that we can control that way. It just limits it to less. I use that probably for chin guns more than anything. So let's just make this while we're here. We will name these because it's just, especially if you have build vision, it's a lot easier. So I'll just make this B, and this one is B as well. All I do is add something onto it as a designator so I can find it later. So for this one, to make it similar to that turn, I come in here and I find this new block, which is very handy. Gives me a lot of controls for that. And I need some small connectors, and let's see, we are not needing turrets, so we'll put that in here, and I'll just come in here and put all those in there. And then I'm going to put a camera right in the middle, and let's put it, you want it to be up and down with the hinge, so definitely going to be your camera name as the top, and then it's in line with your hinge so you can see. And go from here, and then we're going to find some Gatling guns and make sure that their connectors are connected. And we're just going to put it in here. Yeah, at least in creative it doesn't, yep, see, I'm not even paying attention there. Make sure they're lined up so that to get the pass through ammo, it's refill if you do all this right. And go from there. So that is basically our turret. So the turret is already completed. That part is all we have. We have two directions of motion. We have our horizontal and we have our vertical, our elevation. And then we're going to want to put a controller. Now you could do a controller on this grid, so we can come in here and put this anywhere in the grid, doesn't matter what direction it is, anything like that, it just needs to be on your grid. But we can also come in here and put the big controller and control that way. So we could control this little turn from that controller, or we control this either one of these from that one. So the nice thing is if I come in with a bigger grid, which I'll show that last, and make a small grid connected to it, so that I can kind of up armor and some of these bigger turrets. And I'll show you one that I really like using against ships. So that's everything we need right there. So we're going to come in here, and you can find this anyway. So this is all our A stuff. So we're going to find, this is azimuth, so that's going to be a horizontal. So we want to find our rotor A, and then our elevation is going to be up down. So we want our hinge A, and I didn't name the camera, but it's our only one. So we're going to find that quick and give it a name. So that's our A. And since we're only using Gatling guns on this turret, so this is going to be click the first one, hold shift, click the end, or if you're on console, you'll have to click maybe each one. Now, I don't do anything console, but I know it's a little different ways of doing things. So we're going to come in here right now. We're just going to keep AI off, but turning this switch on will treat it just like your pre-built turrets, so it will protect your ship, and you can choose if it's just large block, small block, if it's just stationed. You can choose all these items on how you like it to react to different targets, or even target weapons only. So you can set all that up just like you would the other turrets, which is really nice. So now we're going to come in to our cockpit, and we're going to get rid of my earlier test because my mic didn't work. And we're going to find that control block. We're going to bring it down here, and we're going to set it to control. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to set it to AI on and off. So that way, if I wanted to react like any other turret, I have an easy on and off switch, so I can just pop it on and off. Now, if I hit 1, I can control that turret like I would be controlling any other turret, and it'll automatically pop me in that camera. If you take the camera off, I think you'll see it from your cockpit view. So now you can see right now my mouse is reversed, my left and right is good. So if my up and down is reversed, I'm going to F to get out, I here, and then I'm going to go back into that small one, make sure you see the small one. And actually we're going to name that one because that is A. Let's try A. And we're going to come down here and we're going to find our elevation multiplier. And the other thing is you kind of want to lower these. You don't need it zooming across your target too much. And we're going to bring this one to the negative side, and we're just going to go in the -4 to 3. Anywhere in that range really helps it out and slows it down. But the negative will make it switch its what direction is up and down. So now if I go back to control 1 or option 1, and now when I go up with the mouse it's up, and down with the mouse it's down, and the left and right. So everything is nice and controlled. Now there is kind of with this setup and the way I had it on my ship, where did that there? See how that is. I wasn't worried about being able to go up any further. Depending on how your build is, that could be a problem. So there's ways to change that by putting a block there and then your hinge on the block, just to help your degree of rotation for targeting. So we can sit in here and we can come in. See, I can't go down enough to hit that target. We can come and fire. We can come in here, just shoot away. Gives a lot more firepower, a lot more stronger. Just a little weaker, definitely weaker target or turret that'll take damage and be harder to fix and repair. And we got our zoom in just like we would, which is really nice. Or we can come in here and take out turret in no time. Now the nice thing of this is we can come out here, and that's a fun thing to do that I'll do, is I will take another weapon type and I will stick it on here, and let's stick that one on there, and let's stick a railgun on here. You can stick anything you want, as many as you want. So what we can do is we'll come in here and we will find, we don't want to go to block weapons, we don't want it here, because if we click these then that'll happen with our mouse. We want to find the ones here, and we're going to do, let's do shoot once, and we'll do shoot once. You can do on and off actually. That'll be nice for this one, is just to turn it on and off. So we shoot on and off, and what we'll do is when we are back in our turret, as we got our controls, and our left mouse button will shoot all the Gatling guns, because that's what we have it set up in the turret controller. But now, if I were to hit 5, that will turn on and off another weapon. So I can actually simulate Gatling guns and fire that weapon. Or, say it's longer range and I need to take something out. So now we're off course, because that is quite the recoil. But you can see I can control multiple weapons from this system by using some of those control options instead of just keeping everything otherwise, if I had it all set to there, everything would be firing all the time, and you don't, depending on the range of the target, really don't want to be doing that for the weapons. So the other option is you can come in here, and now we can come in here and we can pop down, let's pop down an advanced controller, because we want to have the use of, actually, let's do it up here, because I can actually do it to this one, which I did on the ship on the play version, and come in here and drop that in the hole. So that works out very nicely there. And I'm going to come in and do the same thing where I've got my hinge, but I'm going to get rid of the top part. So now I'm going to come in and tell that to add a small head. So now I have that small head on there, and I can come in and change that. I'm going to do the same thing I did to that other one. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put a couple of these on here, and I'm going to put a couple rail guns. Always likes to change that. There. So now we have 2 rail guns as our turret. We're going to come in here and put let's just put a top mounted camera on this one. The nice thing of this in top mounted, oh, that doesn't work there. There, top mounted camera. But now even I could do it on the turret. I could do anywhere on this where I would want that controller. I know I have some of the ship, but I'm just going to set one right here on the turret itself. Make it all an inclusive self system, and it doesn't matter if it's here or on the ship. I can control it from anywhere. So now we better name everything. So we've got our top mounted camera. Enter and hit. Let's just go A on this, because I don't think I have any of these turrets here. We're going to do the same thing for our hinge, and it's an A. And see if we can get our rotor. Sometimes that can be a pain with that. And then we are going to make these railguns, and we should be able to see them here. Anything in white is this subgrid, so that's nice at least. Then we get rid of the 2. I found out that it could be the same thing. So now we come in here, control, let's see, we want our azimuth, so we want our rotor A, and we want our, they say elevation rotor, it can be a hinge, so we're going to have hinge A, camera is top mounted A, and we can go into, this is railgun A and A, so we're going to take those and add those, and I missed one, there, now we got 2, and go from there. So now, let's see here, if I go to and I go to the ship, never mind, and there we go. Now we're going to go to, oh, that's a good question. Which one is this? Never, oh, blue jacket. You know what? I forgot to name the turret controller. Let's go AA, easier to find. Do this from here. Let's find our control button. There it is, control. So now we are in that vision. Up and down is good. Left, let's see, left, right, left. Okay. So now, let's see. Yep, I thought I was right there. So now we can sit here and control this turret. Double barreled for that. Now, so now that will, now all we've got to do is set this up to, perhaps it'd be easier if we go to this. We sit here and scroll down until we get to too far. AI on. So now this turret will act just like the other turrets. And like this turret, it'll do the same thing. I don't think there is I never really did like the idle movement. I don't think this one always in sun. I don't think it has the idle movement, which is good. It's never been a big fan of them just randomly moving around. Yeah, nope, that's it. We can sit here and paint it all up so it matches, and it's off to go. That is all it takes to set up a heavier duty turret for your ship, or heavier duty turret for your fighter. Hopefully that helps you guys and gives you a lot of answers on how to do that and come up with some cool things. There's definitely some cool, let's see here, there's a cool crane, I know, let's see, salvage that I did with this truck that you can do the exact same thing. This is just running off of that same controller, so but I'm using a block in between to give my angle a better angle so I can touch the ground. So that is just the same thing using, instead of weapons, it's a crane. So definitely ask any questions if I can help with. Otherwise, I have fun making these, so if anybody needs anything that'll help them, small, big, doesn't matter. I can usually, I've watched enough YouTube videos of other players that I hopefully can be helpful for you guys. Have a good day. Thank you.